everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Collection Comic of the Week. The book I have chosen for this week is Time Before Time, issue number 1. This is the most recent book I have done on this series, and, lately, a lot of the more recent books, while I still buy and collect and read, it's just, personally, they're not connecting with me, and that's, not saying it's wrong if you still enjoy the current comic landscape, but compared to when I first started this whole YouTube channel, comic books are definitely just not capturing me like they once did. But I still buy them, I still keep up with them, and there's still some good stuff there. This one is one of the books that I actually really get excited to read from my current pull list. And it's a book I kind of found just by accident. I went to the shop, just to get the normal pulls, and just kind of browsing, killing some time, had some other stuff we had to do. And I looked down and there's an issue number 1. And I kind of look at it and I kind of skim through it, and it looks interesting. It looks like it's got looks interesting enough that I want to see what happens, and kind of getting on the ground floor, because with a lot of these, especially from a company like Image, unless you're kind of there week 1, it's hard to get in on the ground floor with a new book, because once the book starts getting some hype and getting some buzz, people are buying the issue 1s up left and right, and you either can't get one for the cover price, it's gone up, or you got to wait for the trade. So I'm like, yeah, why not get it on the ground floor? And if I like it, cool. If I don't, hey, no harm, no foul. I gave some money to the local comic shop with my purchase, and I can either flip it when it gets big and popular, or I can give it away for wrestling pay-per-view giveaways. Fortunately, at least for me, I really enjoyed it, and the story is very intriguing. It's something I'm really excited about. It's more or less the story of, like, there's a very bad future, and criminals, the mafia, the crime syndicate, they've found a way to time travel, I don't even know if they've really found the way to time travel. I don't really want to spoil too much, but there is time travel, and people are paying the syndicate to change their identity and put them back in time. And there's a lot of different stuff going on, and this is just issue 1. It is the perfect first issue, and without any further ado, let's check it out. Very ominous cover here. Like, I don't really know how to describe this art style. If somebody more knowledgeable checks this video out and knows, help me out and let me know in the comments section. But it's a very ominous, dark cover, and it definitely sets the mood very well that you're not going to be in for a happy, feel-good adventure when you begin to read this book. Open it up, start the story. 1987. There's our lead character, Tatsuo, explaining to this family, what's going on. You kind of really don't understand, but then, or you may not understand, but then whenever you find out that there is no Wi-Fi, you know that, okay, there's some time traveling going on. This doesn't just take place in 1987. This kid's upset about no Wi-Fi, but his mom explaining that it took a lot just to come back to 1987. So you definitely understand that, this future, this 2140 AD is not a happy time, and very much a time that people are obviously just kind of with we can infer through the story so far, people are paying the crime syndicate to time travel and get the fuck out of this time period. You're finding out that one of the pods that they use to go back in time with has broken down, so Tatsuo's still in some kind of debt or owes some kind of money or something to the crime syndicate that's putting all these, you know, time transfers and everything together. Tatsuo and his friend Oscar, they're debating stealing one of the pods so they can, you know, escape the syndicate and, you know, go back in time and live a happy life and away from this somewhat of a dystopian future, at least our future. Go back to 1963 and see some of the people they're helping smuggle, you know, time travel. You know, no one else back home has any access, you know. So no one have to worry about anyone following, you know. And then he's like, Tatsuo, like, are you in some trouble? And he's like, well, not here, but back home, the cops stitched me up for a few murders. Every single one of them in self-defense, you know. But this guy was gonna go to prison for a long time, but the syndicate smuggled him out of time and hid him so he could live a life. And he says, you want some chocolate? I'm okay. You like it? Had a crepe shipped from 1990, so, you know, apparently chocolate isn't as good, so in this time, if there even is chocolate, so you got to go back in time to 1990 just to eat chocolate. And they're explaining how Oscar was on a time travel mission and he wants to go and get him, and there's some kind of issue or he got lost in time, and Tatsuo wants to go find him. And says he's already back, you know, so he's okay. He says, terrific, but the point is we still need to finish the jump, you know, because, you know, it's the guy leading it, or so we think at this point. So, you know, he doesn't give no fucks. So where's Oscar now? This is a very powerful part coming up, you know. Ask him, so where's Oscar now? He's like, he's down at the Avalon. A few of the guys are hoping a welcoming home party. Should drop in and say hi. So we're thinking, you know, we're kind of seeing the party. You know, we can infer that Oscar is the one talking here through all this, and we're thinking, he'd been through some shit, you know, and we're kind of thinking that, okay, whatever, you know, and it's going to be this series is going to be the Oscar and Tetsuya show, but then you turn the page and you see this is Oscar, and it's just like, damn. You know, like, we're not even a half an issue in, or we're barely a half issue in, and, like, that'll just get you right in the feels, man. Like, I was honestly thinking that this was going to be the Tetsuo Oscar fun time, traveling through time and escaping the syndicates series, but it is not. And, you know, they're having all this going on, and, you know, she'll listen to you sooner to steal one of the capsules, and he says, hey, look, there's a way we can just be, knew you'd say that. One thing from the 3,400, they have an incredible range of youth and age pills. You just take one, go about your day. Once you're done, you go to sleep and switch off for good. Totally peaceful and painless. And then it says, like, we'll figure something out. You know, oh, I already have. By the time I go to sleep, that'll be it. Wouldn't have had long left anyway. And he just wanted to see Tetsuya one more time. And yeah, this is gut punch right away. And then you find out, you know, guy that we learn is, kind of running this is just the second in command from his dad, who's really pulling the strings. And then more of this. Getting ready to try and steal it, but he gets held up at gunpoint. Shit hits the fan. Even more shit hitting the fan. And they get the capsule. They go to God knows what year. And that's an FBI agent he was with. And is she dead? Is she alive? I don't know. It's to be continued. But that was Time Before Time, issue number 1. I said earlier it's the perfect first issue, and that may be too bold of a statement, but I really do think this is one of the best issue 1s I've ever read in my life, at least in terms of kind of jumping in with this series. Sets up the world nicely, takes you on an emotional ride, sets up plenty of questions that can only be answered through continuing to read the book. And while I'm not a huge fan of the current comic landscape, that book right there is one that still keeps me a fan of reading current comic books. Do you also own that book? Or are you more intrigued to check out that series? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of pro wrestling, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter @athletic_geek89, Instagram @athleticgeek89. And if you'd like to help this channel out financially, I am on Patreon, patreon.com/athleticgeek89. Other than that, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Later.